Hey, YouTube. Yeah, these week-long hiatuses are becoming quite the habit of mine, aren't they? But I've been really busy, and I hope that I can get back to my usual pace of making videos, which is usually like one every 2 or 3 days rather than one per week. I was on Facebook recently, and this Christian friend of mine posts a post about God and how God is love, and if you want to share your love, share this post or repost this on your own wall. Stuff like that. One of her friends, who happens to be someone critical of religion, whether they are of another faith or whether they are an atheist like myself, I don't know. But they decided to post a not so tasteful post on her wall, and the sad thing was, it was pretty much something copied completely off Urban Dictionary. He says, and I quote, "The belief that a cosmic Jewish zombie who was his own father can make you live forever if you symbolically eat his flesh and telepathically tell him you accept him as your master so he can remove an evil force from your soul that is present in humanity because a rib woman was convinced by a talking snake to eat from a magical tree." Yeah, it makes perfect sense. But first, some background information before I give my thoughts on this scenario. This Christian friend of mine is someone I've known for quite some time now. She is a moderate Christian. She has never once tried to enforce her beliefs on me or on any of our other friends, and she's someone I greatly respect. I may have not have talked with her for like hours at a time. We may not have been best friends forever, but we are good friends nonetheless. What I told this individual who ridiculed her post was that I respect your right to hold an opinion, even if it's one that is very antagonistic and not very productive and is essentially designed to provoke. I respect the right to hold that view because nothing should be free from criticism. Nothing in this world should have a sort of altar above every other ideology or every other idea, and religion is no exception. However, I felt that there is a time, a place, and a more efficient method to get what you want to say across to the masses. And for those of you who are like this individual in my audience, who really want to have this antagonistic attitude towards theists, who really just want to humiliate them just for the sake of doing so because you believe their beliefs are nonsensical, then I really have to say that I don't support your views, and that's not what this channel is about. I firstly believe that Facebook is not a very good venue to start open arguments like this. If you really want to start something like this, YouTube is generally a better place because Facebook people aren't quite as open and they won't take you as seriously. Secondly, I've never really liked to appeal to ridicule because I feel it's one of the more inefficient ways to reach someone. Only very few people are really capable of being reached through this way, and this I usually reserve for fundamentalists. People who do not see reason or logic, and who cannot, for the life of them, accept what's in front of their own eyes. This is when I would resort to using ridicule. But for a moderate Christian who tries to spread her views of God through values like love, companionship, and respect, I don't think this is a very efficient way to try and get people to see your way. And if all you're trying to do is ridicule people for their beliefs or what you see as ridiculous, I really think you need to reevaluate what you believe in and how valid your position is before you go and criticize everyone else in that way. Well, do I think Christianity is ridiculous? For a lot of it, yeah, I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to pull my punches. I think a lot of Christianity is grounded upon horseshit. But, you know, that doesn't mean it's not true. And it's just like how creationists think. well, it's not possible that we're apes, that we are a product of biological evolution through natural selection, despite the overwhelming evidence that actually supports it. Creationists think evolution is ridiculous, but it doesn't mean it's not true. So, to summarize what I said in my comment, I said, well, there's a time and place where you should criticize religion. This is not the time nor the place. And not to mention, I think it's a very inefficient method that you decided to utilize because it doesn't really put forth anything for your case. You do not provide evidence, you do not provide reasoning, you're just resorting to ridicule. Not shortly after I posted my comment, this individual decided to post a response to my comment by saying that I was butthurt, which basically meant that he didn't listen to a damn thing I just said, and didn't even think to consider it. But other than the fact that this is kind of sad, I think it's kind of beautifully ironic that one Facebook click away would have shown him that I was an atheist, and one YouTube click away on my Facebook page would have shown him that I'm a fairly outspoken one at that. Oh, Facebook, what will you spout out next? May the truth always be heard.